everybody? This is the JK Podcast, very first episode number 1. JK Podcast, we're a sports podcast, basically, mainly basketball. That's our main sport that we're going to be talking about in this channel. So yeah, I'm Jason. I'll be your host / mediator. I'll be getting involved in the debates and the topics, and then I'll let the guys introduce themselves. We'll start with Kevin from Austin, Texas.
Okay, well, my name's Kevin. Hello, I'm glad to be here with the rest of these clowns.
Other Kevin.
Not like this. My name's also Kevin. I'm also very glad to be here. I've been wanting to do this for a while, and I'm really glad that we got the opportunity to do it. So I really hope we make the most of it. So yeah, let's see what happens.
So I'm Jose, number 1. I'm from Puerto Rico, and I'm here to defend LeBron, pretty much.
Scotty.
I'm Jose, number 2, also from Puerto Rico. Kind of got dragged into this. I'm a Raptors fan. What's up?
Got dragged into this. Oh, wow.
Raptors fan.
Well, since we're speaking, you're a Raptors fan, and we're going to discuss all the 4 playoff games. Let's start with the Raptors and Boston series. We had a crazy game yesterday night. It came down to the last shot. The Raptors pulled it out. They're down 2-1 in this series. So let's talk about this. Let's talk about this game. Let's talk about this game, guys. Let's talk about our predictions. What our prediction was before the game. Who we had winning and how many games. And how do we feel after 3 games? We'll start with the Raptors fan himself. Jose.
Okay, so my prediction was I had the Raps in 7. Obviously, we didn't get off to the best start. We went down 0-2. But after the way we won this game, I still have some confidence that we can pull it out. So I'm still standing Raps on 7.
Interesting take. Well, I also had Raps in 7. After doing some further research, I have no idea why I even made that take. Because the Celtics dominated the Raptors all year. The Celtics actually won the season series 3-1. And Toronto, the only game they won last night was a buzzer-beating shot with 0.5 seconds left. They were 0.5 away from losing their entire season. And I'm blaming this on Pascal Siakam. You can't be the best player all year and disappear in the bubble and in the playoffs. Pascal Siakam was averaging 23 points per game. He was an all-star starter this year. And then all of a sudden he comes here and he's shooting 39% from the field in the playoffs, 25% from threes. He's shying away from attacking the basket. So Pascal Siakam has to pick it up if the Raptors have a chance. I want the Raptors to win because it's going to be easier for my Miami Heat in the Eastern Conference Finals.
Wow.
Did his homework.
Good take. Any of the Kevins want to go next?
I guess I'll go next.
No.
I did not believe in the Celtics. I kind of fell into the hype, I guess. I don't know. I just watched a bunch of videos on the Raptors, and I was sold that they were going to beat the Celtics in 5 games.
5 games?
5.
So, yeah, I was drinking the Kool-Aid. The thing is,
that's ridiculous, bro. 5 games?
I know. The thing is, I was kind of expecting, I don't know, I was just sold so much on the Raptors defense and so many switchable wings. I thought it was going to be super hard for the Celtics to score. I thought they're going to be able to, to shut down Tatum. He's only dominated 1 game, and also Gordon Hayward got hurt, so I thought that was going to really hurt their depth. And so also since what's his name, Nick Nurse won Coach of the Year, I was kind of thinking I don't know, he was gonna come up with some great scheme, and I thought forever I believe he was gonna go crazy and people like that. I was just too high on the Raptors, but I still think they could win the series, but obviously not in 5 games since it's only 3-1. And also, yeah, Siakam has been playing like dog poop. But other than that, I'm still sticking with the Raptors. I'm probably wrong, but I'm gonna stick with the Raptors.
I guess it's my turn. Hey, y'all hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I had Raptors in 6. I also made the mistake of not really researching much about how the season
Yeah,
series
we all
went.
slept on the Celtics.
Yeah, we all slept. I mean,
I didn't.
I believed in the Celtics. I left myself get biased over or I guess the Raptors won me over in the bubble games because I saw how great their defense was, and I must say I was very wrong. I did tell everyone here that the Celtics, they do have 4 of the best players in the East. I did believe that they could win. I just thought the Raptors would, have that championship DNA and they would, tighten up the defense. I really did think they were going to win. After 3 games and knowing that they got 3-1 in the regular season, I must say I was uneducated and I really regret my pick. I was sleeping on the Celtics. They really could win it all this year. They do have everything they need, and I believe that with Gordon Hayward coming back, they'll be even better. And I still think the Raptors could pull it out since they are a tough team. They play really good defense. They already won a game, so they're not down 3-0.
Yeah.
So I really do believe they could pull it out. I doubt it because Boston's been dominating them. And I do believe, like I said several times to you guys, I do believe Tatum is tied for the second best player in the East as of right now. So
That's another discussion.
that's another discussion for a different time. But I do believe the Celtics will pull it out, and I believe they'll do it in no more than 6 games. I don't think it'll get to 7. But I could be wrong. The Raptors could turn it up, but I could be wrong. But I don't see it. I really don't see it.
Jason, you want to say anything?
Yeah, I'll jump in. It looks like I'm the only one who predicted Boston winning the series. I had Boston winning in 7. I think Boston overall is just a better team than the Raptors. Even though the Raptors might be better coached, I do think the Celtics are the better overall team, and they have the overall better players. I trust Tatum more than I trust Siakam in the playoffs. As crazy as that sounds. Yes, Siakam has gone to the finals. Yes, he's played great. He got carried by Kawhi. But don't get me wrong, he's a great player. But I trust Tatum a little bit more. Yes, he had a bad game last game, but I'm sure he'll bounce back. I still think Boston wins this series, and I still think it goes to 7. I think the Raptors tie it up next game, and they go 2-2. And then from there on out, it will be a chess match between the coaches. But I think I don't know. I trust Tatum, even though I just trust Tatum. I trust Tatum. I trust Jaylen Brown. I trust their overall players. Kemba Walker, he's just too good. I think this is the team I trust.
Okay.
Yeah, I want to say this quickly before Javierito. I didn't make myself clear. I am sticking with the Raptors, but I don't feel good about it at all.
Don't worry.
The Celtics are a very deep team. They go 10 down. I totally forgot about Williams. He's really good. He plays big minutes.
Robert.
And right now the Raptors only have a 7-man rotation. I did not look into that. I totally forgot. They don't have any depth, and it's tough, but I'm sticking with Raptors in 7.
I want to say something quick before we change topic. And I think seeing what has happened, the main problem for the Raptors has been, like Jose said, the Raptors have been struggling on offense big time. They barely broke 100 points last game. They didn't break 100 points the first 2 games. The defense, first game could have been better. The last 2 games, 102, 103. That's a relatively low point total for today's NBA. So I don't think the defense is a problem. I think the main problem is that Boston is also a good defensive team. So the Toronto Raptors offense, I believe, can come around. It's just a matter of when and if they get it done in time. Because if they go down 3-1, it's gonna be tough. They gotta win next game. The offense has to come around. Pascal Siakam gotta step up. I believe.
Before we move on, I used to be a big believer, and that's why I picked the Raptors. That defense, you know how you always say and you hear defense wins championships. That's why I really picked I had the Raptors going to the finals. I had them losing to my pick
Damn.
that I will not reveal yet, but I had them making the finals, and I really thought their defense was going to carry them there. But now I realize talent really wins championships. You look at the last couple of years, talent really overwhelms the other teams, and I really do believe the Celtics have, say, 4 of the best 5 players in that. Let's say three of the best 4 players in that series. And I was very wrong. I underestimated Marcus Smart. I underestimated Daniel Theis. He's playing really good defense. Robert Williams has been super good for them. I did not think he was going to play any minutes. I thought Enes Kanter, since he had a really good playoffs last year, I thought he was going to be the bench player for them. He was not. Robert Williams is really getting those minutes. He's being really efficient. And I really do believe I changed my pick. I wasn't going to do it, but I really do believe the Celtics are going to win the series. I really don't have faith in the Raptors anymore.
Yeah.
I have to go against Tatum.
I think Boston's the second best team behind the team we'll talk about later today. So moving on to the next game, we have the Clippers and the Nuggets. This game, the Nuggets had just come out of a tough game 7 series versus the Jazz that came down to the wire. And this game wasn't much of a competition. It was kind of a blowout. It was disgusting. It was obliterating. So you know what? We'll start with Mr. Clipper himself over here, Mr. Kawhi. So we're talking to you, Kev. So what do you think about your Clippers? Were you impressed? Is that what you expected? And again, who did you have winning? I'm guessing the Clippers, obviously, and how many games?
Yeah, of course I have the Clippers winning. I'm not blind. But honestly, I was like when I started the actual preseason, whatever pre-playoff bracket, I had the Nuggets going to 6 against the Clippers, but that was before me actually seeing them play. Because honestly, I think if it wasn't for Jamal Murray going crazy for 50 points in the 3 straight games, they wouldn't be in the next round because they went down 3-1, and then that's when he took over. So if it wasn't for that, we'd be playing the Jazz. So obviously besides Jamal Murray, and I guess you could say maybe Jokic sometimes, because he had 30 points in the last game against Utah. They don't really have much consistency, and their defense is trash. Michael Porter Jr. is getting beat. Jokic is not a rim protector. We were just abusing that. I think we had 66 points in the paint last game.
Yeah.
Or something like that.
Yeah,
it's
66.
The defense is just trash, and then the shot making isn't there. Jamal Murray, when you're getting when you're getting guarded by Mike Conley and Donovan Mitchell, is not the same as getting guarded by guys that are 6'9", 6'7". When they throw Marcus Morris at you, they throw Kawhi at you, they throw PG at you, they throw Patrick Beverley at you. I know his defense, at least to this group, might be overrated, but it's still irritating, he's slapping you, he might be fouling you, getting away with fouls, but that's still irritating. It makes it hard to score. And when Jamal Murray is not cooking, where's the offense coming from? They don't have Monte Morris isn't gonna give you that. Michael Porter Jr. is a rookie, and then Gary Harris is a walking brick. It's I don't know. Honestly, I think this series probably goes to 5, if not 4. I don't want to go crazy like Chuck saying it's a guaranteed sweep, but it's looking like it. They just look completely dominated. They look like the Clippers were a league above them. Why were Denver even on the court that day? It just looked like they were being destroyed. They couldn't stick on anybody. And Kawhi was obviously the best player. He was just getting to his spots, making everything efficiently. Only missed 4 shots, 29 points.
Yep.
And that's all I got to say. But yeah.
I had Clippers in 6 originally. I had Clippers in 6. It's not looking like it's going to be Clippers in 6.
Yeah.
It's probably going to be a gentleman's sweep. I'll give them 1 game. if that. It might be a sweep. It's that first game was bad. The Nuggets have zero defense. They have no one who can stop Kawhi. If Paul George gets it rolling, it's gonna be dangerous. It's gonna be really bad. He had a decent game last game, and Kawhi's just barbecuing chicken.
Right, and Morris looked like Carmelo last game.
Yeah, he looked like
True, that's
prime
true.
Carmelo. He was just cooking. The Nuggets got to figure it out on defense. They got to find a way to get stops, rotations going. They got to know when to rotate. They got to communicate. It's looking really bad for them. Clippers, man, they're a scary team. So I think, like I said, it's gonna be a gentleman's sweep, and the Nuggets, they better play some defense. You're 6'9", Michael Porter Jr. You better play some defense, man, because you're not putting up buckets either.
Yeah, no, he only had like 2 points.
Last year he only averaged like 12 points per game. You better play some defense with that. And then what the Nuggets need that they're missing, I think, they need a dog, and maybe Michael Porter Jr. is that in the future, but right now they need someone who's consistent at getting buckets. They need someone who's consistent, man. So we can, talk about who they can sign later and stuff, but they're gonna struggle. They're gonna struggle a lot, I think, against this team. It's not a good matchup for them at all.
Personally, I had the Clippers winning in 6 games. I still believe the Nuggets will get 2 games. They have the best center in the league on their team. I think Michael Porter, the thing with him, I think everything that's going on with him on defense and stuff, and his inconsistency, I guess, on offense, really is attributed to his lack of experience. Like, when you see him play defense, he's really jumpy. He's really trying to, get blocks. And I saw him close out yesterday against, I don't remember exactly who, but he jumped from almost the paint to the three-point line, and someone just blew by him and got a wide-open mid-range jumper. Like, you got to stay on your feet. You got to close out. I think that'll come with experience, obviously not this year. But I'm saying this regarding the dog thing that you said they needed. I think he'll be fine. I think he'll be that for them. But the Nuggets, they stand no chance. What I was watching yesterday it was really sad. It was really pathetic, honestly. I was glad I was right about them beating the Jazz. Realistically, they didn't deserve to beat the Jazz. They had a much better team than the Jazz.
Yeah,
that's true. They did. Yep, that's true.
They had the best player in the whole series in Jokic, by far, in my opinion.
Yep, I agree.
Jamal Murray, he
stepped up.
He stepped up. He really exploded.
He dragged them.
He threw them in the backpack, and he got them to Game 7. They won the game, not because of him, because he had a really bad game in Game 7. But they just look outclassed yesterday. Like Kevin said, they're in a different league. The Clippers. I had them winning too, only because the Clippers sometimes they have quiet games. Let's just call it like that. They have defensive lapses, and sometimes they just allow everyone to score. I think their defense is overrated. We'll talk about that some other day. But I think the Nuggets will win too. But there's no absolute way that they'll win the series. Like, there's absolutely no way. I think Gary Harris being injured and not playing since March is really hurting them. Gary Harris was their starting 2-guard. Gary Harris was he had a down year in scoring, but he was really important to that team. Will Barton hasn't played the entire since the season got suspended. Will Barton I would say he was the 3rd scoring option for them. He was really good, and he hasn't played. He just hasn't played. Jeremy Grant looks like the only person interested in playing defense. Paul Millsap is
washed.
Old. He's washed.
He's a dinosaur.
He's a dinosaur. I don't believe in Paul.
Javier said he was a beast. Remember that. Respect.
Paul Millsap's cool and all, but Paul Millsap, he can't be guarding Kawhi and PG and Arrow. He can't be doing this. These guys are too young for him. They're too quick.
Yep.
He's a good. He could put up a wall in the paint. Like Paul Millsap could, help Jokic out on help defense, I guess. but he really isn't giving them any more like anything for them. I think Plumlee. I thought Plumlee was the best backup center in the NBA. It's not looking like it. Monte Morris. Yeah, I don't know. Monte Morris and Torrey Craig and the other bench players, they're just really cool role players, you know. They're just really cool. I don't think that neither of them really push them ahead of the Clippers at all. Like Jamal Murray can't be your second best player. He just can't.
That's true.
That's true. Can't. And I think that would be all on my Nuggets opinion.
It's almost like the.
No, yeah, my bad. Yeah.
It's almost like the Nuggets have too many role players, right? They have.
Yeah, that's why.
They've been.
Yeah.
They've been hurt a lot throughout the year too. Throughout the season, they never really got a good rotation going.
Yeah, they have a lot of nagging. Like Paul Millsap gets injured all the time. Gary Harris got injured. Will Barton got injured. Jamal Murray's always like, I don't know, like he's always got like, yeah, he's inconsistent. He's always got something going on. You know, Michael Porter barely played this season, so they just slotted him into the playoffs without any type of experience. I don't know. I think like you said, they have too many role players that should play minutes. They just can't all at the same time because they'll lose.
Exactly.
I think maybe this offseason, like we're not really going to talk about it right now, but I think they should really consolidate all their role players and try to get someone, maybe like a dog, like you said, maybe. Let's not name any players because we're not going to get into that, but like they should really try to consolidate their role players because they have too many.
Yeah. I also have the Clippers winning in 6 games, and I want to apologize to Kevin. I was wrong about the Clippers. They are way better than I thought they actually are. And they are the deepest team in the West by far. It's not even close. The Clippers probably played the best game they've had in the playoffs. They shredded the Nuggets. It was, like Jason said, it was disgusting.
Awful. It was awful.
And also we had the third highest scoring game in playoff history against the Dallas Mavericks.
They didn't have to do that to the Nuggets. It was disgusting. The Clippers looked amazing. Montrezl Harrell played really good. Kawhi played a perfect game. And then the problem with the Nuggets, they're relying too much on Michael Porter Jr. Like Kevin said, he's a rookie, and first of all, he was averaging 29 points per game in the bubble, and all of a sudden, playoff arrives, and he's looking like a liability. He was actually getting buckets last series, but he looks like a liability. He allows too many points. And Coach Mike Malone brought this up yesterday.
He's almost unplayable.
Yeah, exactly. And
honestly, he doesn't really have any moves.
Yeah. And Mike Malone
like all he does is like pump.
Yeah, Mike Malone mentioned that the Nuggets gave away like 66 points in the games, like points in the paint, like you mentioned. Yeah. But they also just allowed them to walk past them like 16 times. And that's the truth. Like Michael Porter Jr. cannot be out there in the court. Jamal Murray only scored 15 points. I actually expected that. Like last series, it was no one who could guard him.
It was a fluke.
Like it was just Donovan. It was just really Donovan Mitchell carrying the Jazz. Right now, Kawhi, PG, are you putting the best defenders in the league on some of the best defending players in the league
and
on Murray? And Murray's not that good. He looked great last series, but we didn't expect him to drop 40 or 50. So yeah, I'm not sticking with my Clippers in 6 games. I'm going Clippers in 5 at most. It could be a sweep.
Real quick, adding to what you said, Michael Porter cannot be like he was ranked bottom 3 in the NBA in defensive rating this year. That cannot happen. If they're gonna play him, they're playing him substantial minutes. He cannot be on the court if he's going to be bottom 3 in the NBA in defense. Yeah, that's Trae Young level, and Michael Porter is not 6'1", 170 pounds. You know, Michael Porter's a big guy. He's an athletic dude. There's no reason that a 21-year-old should be bottom 3 in the defensive rating with his like gifts because he has a lot of physical gifts. There's no reason for him to be that way. There's absolutely no reason. No excuse. There's no excuse for him to be that bad.
Okay. My take is pretty quick. I was the only one that picked the Jazz beating the Nuggets. So I originally had the Clippers in 6 over the Jazz. Um, this game basically main takeaways for me is starts on defense. Clippers shot 57% from the field, and when you're playing a team like the Clippers half court defense is not easy to score on. You gotta get fast break opportunities, and you get fast break opportunities by playing good defense. And Clippers shoot 57%. That leads to less fast break opportunities, more half court offense, more time for the defense to get set up. Yeah, basically starts on defense. They don't fix it, they might get swept.
I just realized all I did was poop on the Nuggets. I didn't even talk about the Clippers. I didn't say a single word about the Clippers.
They don't even need
Not one
PG to
word.
play well, honestly.
They don't. They really don't.
Yeah. And also, this is only like the Clippers' 14th game fully healthy too. So
Mm-hmm.
They're going to be a dangerous team moving forward, definitely. So, talk about today's games. We had 2 bangers, really.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the East. How about those Miami Heat boys against the Bucks? How
Heat
about
are
that?
deer hunting.
Yeah.
It is open season,
Yeah.
and we are hunting for Bucks. That's what the Heat are doing. They're bringing the heat. It is
wow.
it's amazing. It's amazing to watch.
It's sad.
You know, I had Heat in 7 in the beginning of the series, and I'm thoroughly surprised that it's 3-0 right now. I don't think no one in the world saw the Heat being up 3-0. Even if you had the Heat winning, you don't think it was 3-0. I've been saying all year the Heat are my dark horse to win the championship. I have them in the finals. I think they're the best team in the East. To be up 3-0 against the Bucks is amazing. The Heat are doing everything they can right. They're playing perfect, almost perfect defense on Giannis. They're limiting him. They're stopping him. And they just got dogs everywhere on offense who can score, and on defense who are not afraid of Giannis. They're not afraid to stand in front of Giannis and put a body on him. Jake Crowder is a very big guy. He's a bulky, strong guy who will not get bullied by Giannis so easily. And, you know, that's just really good for the Miami Heat to have. So it's looking – you know what? I think the Bucks win the next game, and I think it's Heat in 5, though. I think it's Heat in 5. It might be a sweep, but I don't know. I don't see – like going, I think Giannis has to go berserk. He needs to drop 40 points. He needs to do something. Chris Middleton and the shooters need to show up too. They're shooting bricks, man. They're shooting bricks. They're not shooting anything. So yeah, how about them Heat? Jose, take it away, man.
Take it away. I actually had the Heat winning, obviously, as a Heat fan. I had them winning in 6 or 7 games. I expected 6. But I had some respect for Giannis, so I thought maybe 7. I also thought they had the deepest team in the East, and it turns out they don't. The Heat actually have the deepest team in the East. And right now, Giannis, we had his number all year. Giannis scored only 13 points on us the first game we played them this year. In the game after that, he fouled out from the game. And the only game they actually beat us in the regular season, which was in the bubble, it was close till the last minutes of the fourth quarter, and Goran Dragic and Jimmy Butler, which are our best scorers by far, were not even playing in that game. So I knew that he could totally dominate and look much better than the Bucks. We saw Kawhi clamp up and the entire Toronto Raptors defense clamp up Giannis last year. So I knew it could happen. He doesn't have a lot of post moves. Every time he's attacking the basket, the Heat are easily stripping him. It looks too easy right now, and it's probably going to be a sweep. Maybe the Bucks win next game, and then they'll end it in 5. But that's it. Bucks are done.
As you guys know, I am like captain or president of the Giannis is overrated club. So obviously, I have my problems with Giannis. I think he's easy to expose in the playoffs, as was proven last year and is getting obviously proven this year. I still had the Bucks in 6 because I do believe in the Miami Heat. I just thought I wanted myself to be wrong about Giannis for once. I wanted him to prove that he's the MVP and DPOY. I really wanted him to do it. I was wrong. I was right and I was wrong. I was right about him being overrated. He's getting absolutely destroyed by the Heat. Like Jose said, he's been bad against them the entire season. I just wanted him to prove it, and because I do not believe he's worthy of the awards he's been receiving. I am, like I said, the overrated president. But I thought the Bucks were going to pull it out. I thought they were the deepest team in the NBA. I still think they are. I think they're still the deepest team. I thought Middleton being a 20-point per game scorer with 50, 40, 90 shooting splits was very important. I thought that was going to be very key for them. I did not expect Brook Lopez to play like this. It's good for them, I guess. They're still losing. But I just thought Eric Bledsoe was going to be very important for them. I thought he was going to step up for them in these playoffs. He really hasn't. I haven't seen much of Ilyasova on the court. I don't know why. I think Ilyasova is a very, very good role player. I do not know why he's not on the court. I don't know why Marvin Williams is getting his minutes. There might be something I'm missing. I don't know why he's getting the minutes over him. But I had the Bucks advancing. I was very wrong. I'm glad I was wrong because it just proves my point that Giannis is overrated. But at the same time, I did not expect this from the Heat. I am pleasantly surprised, and I think the Heat will close it out in 5 games, like Jason said. I really do believe so. I think the Bucks. I'll give them 1 game only because they're the Bucks. They're the number 1 team in the NBA. I think this is just a bad matchup for them. The Heat are the top 3-point shooting team in the NBA, one of them at least, and the Bucks allow some of the most 3-pointers in the entire league. Like, it's a very, very tough matchup for them. Like, the Bucks do not defend the 3-point line well, and the Heat are bombers. Tyler Hero is not afraid of nobody. Kendrick Nunn has been slotted in recently. He's been playing well. Duncan Robinson has been a little off, I would say. Bam is containing Giannis like no one else. Yeah. Jimmy Butler is that man. He is
17 in the fourth quarter.
So hard. Jimmy Butler and Goran Dragic is really surprising me. He didn't have a really spectacular game today, but he's been really, really good for them in the playoffs. And I just think that he will win, and I'm pleasantly surprised. They'll ruin my bracket, but I really don't care. Like, I really don't care. Kevin, how do you?
That's nice. Well, I think I had the Bucks in 7. I knew the Heat. I knew what the Heat were made of. I didn't count on this, though. Like, I knew the Heat were a good matchup. They matched up well. They had good paint protectors. They can shoot well, and Milwaukee is one of the worst 3-point defensive teams, at least. Right now, besides Giannis, you can't be one of the deepest teams in the NBA and be down 3-0 to Miami. I think besides Giannis not having the best series, I think Coach Budenholzer is getting severely outcoached by Spoelstra. Budenholzer played his best players like 35 minutes a game in a must-win game. You had Kyle Lowry playing 47 minutes last night. I don't think Budenholzer is a good coach for winning the playoffs. He's a good regular season coach. Miami's got this. I'm saying maybe Milwaukee can win 1 or 2 more games, but I'm saying Miami in 5 or 6.
Yeah, I also had the Bucks winning, and I think in 6 games. I don't know. I just thought, I thought the teams are pretty similar, built. Like Giannis is kind of like he won Defensive Player of the Year. He's a good switchable big, kind of like Bam. I thought he was gonna really help on defense, and they have a bunch of shooters around him besides Eric Bledsoe. He's actually, Chris Middleton and Brook Lopez have been playing out of their mind. They're playing really good, but they're still losing. I was just thinking, I thought like my prediction for this, I thought like this was the year that Giannis got over the hump. Like he got exposed last year against Kawhi, and I thought like, well, Kawhi kind of shut him down, and I kind of felt like Jimmy was kind of like a tier below Kawhi in terms of defense, but then Bam, like I didn't really account for Bam stopping Giannis. But regardless, like I was expecting like, you know, guys like I know like Miami has some shooters, but there's a lot like of unproven shooters. Like the team's really young. Like guys like Duncan Robinson, like he's been pretty trash, but they're still winning. Tyler Hero went 3 for 11 today, 2 for 6 from 3. Kendrick Nunn 1 for 6, and they still win. Like, and like I don't know, I was just not expecting like the Heat to do good despite like these players getting, you know, shut down basically. Like guys like Jay Crowder has stepped up. Jimmy Butler has been a beast. Like he had a pretty off regular season. Like I think it was probably like one of his like lower scoring averages in like the past few years, and he only shot like 24% from three.
Really bad shooting too.
Yeah, like really horrible shooting. Guys like Goran Dragic have stepped up a lot. He was like a beast. It looks like his like the all-star version of when he made it.
I agree.
And Iggy's playing good switchable defense. They're just playing really good, man. Like Giannis has been playing pretty trash. 7 for 21, bro. 0 for 7 from 3.
Feeling dangerous today.
Gotta get more than that from Mr. MVP, presumably. And then I don't know. I was just expecting the Bucks to play way better. Like you got George Hill coming off the bench, the number one shooting percentage, whatever, 3-point shooter. You got Kyle Korver, you know, proven Wesley Matthews. It's not enough, man. I don't know. It's just it goes down to Giannis. He needs to play better, like everybody else is playing pretty well. But Giannis is just getting clamped up, missing his shots, missing his free throws. Like honestly, like the first few games, the first game they only lost by 4, and that's when like Giannis missed a bunch of free throws. And then the second game, like they only lost because that Giannis foul. It's like at the end of the day, like all these losses have basically just been on Giannis. So he's been extremely disappointing.
Bucks need a closer.
They do.
Giannis can't be that closer. They need some guy that can make his own shots.
Yeah.
And Chris Middleton, he's good, but he ain't that.
Yeah.
I was so wrong about the East, and I'm pleasantly surprised. I really would have liked to pick the Celtics and the Heat. I just didn't think they were going to do it, but I'm really pleasantly surprised. I was wrong. I was dead wrong on both series, but I'm surprised, and it's a good thing.
Yeah, the East, has been like at least maybe not. I wouldn't say closer because like the teams that are lower seeds are destroying the higher seeds, but. I was expecting it to be like the other way around, you know, but still, like it's crazy.
I underestimated the matchup specifically. Like for example, the Heat. I completely forgot about the Heat being top 3-point shooting team and the Bucks being one of the teams that allowed the most threes. Like that completely passed my mind when I thought about the bracket, and it's really important. It really is, and it shows. Like even Jimmy Butler's hitting threes on them. Like he had an awful 3-point shooting season this year, and he's getting buckets, you know.
Yeah.
And it's wonderful to see. It really is. It's wonderful to see. I really do love it.
Yeah. Superstars step up in the playoffs.
Yeah, and another thing with the Heat is that they actually had the best 3-point shooting percentage after the bubble. In the bubble, I think they had the third best. And they don't even attempt 3-pointers that much. They just make a lot of threes with few attempts. They take really good shots. They move the ball really well. And the Bucks, they don't look really good on defense either.
No, they're looking really bad. Another thing I find very interesting before we move on about the Heat, it's something they're doing really, really well that's giving them, at least in my opinion, a very good advantage is whenever the ball is in the air for a defensive rebound, if they don't have it, they'll tap it to one of their teammates. And that is very important because Giannis is a great rebounder, and Brook Lopez he's not really good rebounder, but he's big and tall. So, like, I see a lot of Dragic tapping the ball to Crowder or maybe Jimmy tapping the ball to Bam or stuff like that. And think that's really been key for them because they're really preventing the Bucks from getting on the offensive rebounds, and that's been really, really good for them.
That's my point. That's good coaching.
It is. It really is. Eric
Also,
Spoelstra's out coaching the hell out of Budenholzer right now.
Also, we didn't really talk about. I mean, how much was like the Bucks leading before the fourth quarter when they up like 15 or something?
They were up 12, I think.
They were
up by like a lot.
They were up like 12 or something.
Thing is,
And
when
then-
I was watching the game, they were up 12, and as a Heat fan, I wasn't even scared. I wasn't even nervous. I wasn't even nervous. It looked like the Heat just wanted the game more.
Mhm.
Like the Bucks didn't look like they even cared.
Yeah, like when
by
we saw
15.
the score at halftime, you told me it was like up. They were up 10. I told you I don't care. I don't care. The Bucks were up they were up 10. Like
Yeah.
it really doesn't matter, especially when it comes to the Heat and versus the Bucks. Like they've shown it. It really doesn't.
They were also up
The
10
Bucks
with
had a huge
Giannis having
down.
7 points. So
Those final 2 minutes were a huge meltdown for Milwaukee.
I think we can all agree that
Giannis what?
I think Giannis definitely needs to, we can all agree, he needs to step it up. He's averaging under 16 points per game.
Got to work on his game. I'm not gonna get into it, but he's got to work on his game. That's all.
Also, his defense.
Just make your free throws.
If you're the defensive player of the year, you got to take Jimmy Butler from the start of the tip-off. As soon as the
That's the
tip-off.
problem, yeah.
The thing is, the Heat go as Jimmy goes. Jimmy's the motor of the Heat.
yeah,
Same thing with the Bucks. The Bucks will go as Giannis goes on defense. On defense, at least. If Giannis plays defense, the Bucks will play defense. We've seen they don't play defense if Giannis doesn't play defense.
Yeah.
Giannis needs to play his ass off, play some defense, and just go at it. Just go at it, and he's got to stop Jimmy.
You gotta want it. You gotta want it.
yeah.
I mean, this is for next year, because
Yeah, maybe next year. maybe next
The series is over. The
Hey,
series is over.
1, 2, 3, Cancun.
year.
I don't think they're gonna do the 4 straight games.
It's a wrap.
All right, let's talk about those the other California team, the better of the two LA teams. Let's talk about the Lakers and let's talk about the Rockets. It was a fun game to watch. It was fun. It was a lot closer than the scoreboard says it was. Actually, I think. The Lakers ended up losing. How about them Rockets? Jose, I actually want to start with you. You're here to defend LeBron.
All
You're
right,
here to
let's
defend
do
the
it.
Lakers.
I'm not gonna defend LeBron tonight, though. Yeah, do it again, Kevin. Keep doing it. That's right. There's only 2 people to blame for this loss, and it's LeBron and Anthony Davis, especially LeBron. Lakers lost this game because
Passive.
LeBron had 0 points in the fourth quarter, but even before that, he wasn't being aggressive on offense. And again, I've seen this before. I've seen LeBron be very passive on game ones. It's kind of a feel-out game for him. I'm not going to defend him. I still expect the Lakers to win this series. I expect them to win this series in 5 games or 6 at most. I think the Lakers are that much better than the Rockets. I think the Rockets shot the ball impressively well. They were making everything. And the Lakers played really bad defense tonight. They were allowing open three-pointer after open three-pointer. That's something I did not expect from the Lakers. And I don't think it's going to happen again this series. LeBron and AD responded last series against the Blazers. And the Lakers all around all year, they've always responded after having a bad game. They'll pick it up next game. I'm sticking with my prediction, which was Lakers in 5. I'm still saying Lakers in 5. I think they'll win the next 4 games. But they lost this game because of LeBron and being passive, and AD's got to be better. He's got to be more dominant in the paint.
I guess I'll go since I'm like the native Laker fan, like actual Laker fan. It was hard to watch the game. I thought we went off, like we started the game really well. Danny Green hit a shot early. I'd like to see that since he's like a brick fiesta. Let's just say that. I thought it was very. I thought the Lakers had it, and then they didn't. I just don't see where we get offense. I really don't see where we get any offense. The Lakers, LeBron, like you said, had 0 points in the fourth quarter. He looked a bit passive today.
Very passive, yeah.
The Rockets run no centers. They run wings that are as tall or maybe even shorter than him. He's stronger than everyone on the court.
Yep.
There's no reason for him not to be able to get into the paint. There's really no reason for him not to post up.
Yep, I
For
agree.
example, say Eric Gordon. There's no reason for Eric Gordon to contain LeBron James. There's no reason for Anthony Davis to be contained by PJ Tucker.
Yep.
I saw PJ Tucker fronting him. I saw PJ Tucker getting posted up by AD, and AD was doing nothing. He was doing absolutely nothing. He had like 25 points. Yeah, whatever. But I really think I don't see where the Lakers get any of their offense. Their defense was terrible today. I don't think they played any good defense remotely. Like no type of defense whatsoever. But if they could just outscore the Rockets, they could have won that game, and they just don't have any offense. Caruso, he might be excellent on defense. He's anemic on offense. J.R. Smith and Dion Waiters aren't getting any playing time. Kuzma, I think Kuzma is the Lakers. You know how you guys say Giannis, the Bucks go as Giannis goes, Jimmy goes as he go as Jimmy go. I think the Lakers go as Kuzma goes. Kuzma is extremely important to the Lakers. He cannot be averaging to say 12 points per game. They're not going to win anything. They might not even get out of this round if Kyle Kuzma doesn't score at least his 15 points per game and plays at least somewhat of any resemblance of good defense on the other end.
Yeah.
Kyle Kuzma is, I think he's the key to the Lakers' success. It pains me to say it, but it's the truth. They do not have a shot against the Clippers if they keep playing like this. They allow too many points, especially. I'm not exactly that super worried because, like Jose said, they dropped the first game against the Blazers, and they responded very, very well. I think they'll do the same, but you cannot play like this against the Clippers.
No.
You will not win the game. You'll get blown out.
Yep.
You will not win a single game against the Clippers if they play like this. They might beat the Blazers. They might beat the Rockets, even if they play poorly. They will not win a single game against the Clippers if they play poorly.
They cannot play like that.
They will not. I think Avery Bradley hurts them a lot.
Yeah.
I saying Avery Bradley.
Forget about Bradley.
Was very key to the defense. I guess I have to forget about Bradley. I guess Rondo has to be my new favorite point guard on the team. I do not believe in Rondo. It is very well documented to Jose and everyone else here. I do not believe in Rondo. Playoff Rondo, yeah, okay, cool. Let me see it on my team because that was 2 years ago.
We'll see it.
I really hope I do. I really do. But Markieff Morris, he's just there.
The worst Morris.
Okay. Dwight Howard gets into too much foul trouble. He looks a bit slower on his feet. I saw him get absolutely cooked by Harden, and on one play, Harden literally just drove by him, and Dwight fouled him very idiotically. I thought that was very indicative of how Dwight's been playing recently. JaVale cannot be playing as many minutes. I mean, he's not playing big minutes, but I don't even think he should be playing this series. I'm going to be honest. I don't think JaVale
he should be playing. I want to say something quick when you're done.
I don't think JaVale should be playing. I think AD should be starting at the 5 this series, and I think Kuzma should, or maybe not Kuzma, maybe Markieff should be starting at the 4, and they should go a bit smaller. Maybe try to instill some type of confidence on Dion Waiters. But I believe we'll win. I'm a Rockets fan, secondly, after the Lakers. It is very well known that I'm a big Harden fan. I defend him about absolutely everything. I'm a big Russ fan too, not as much as Jason. But I do like Russ. But I do believe the Lakers will win. But they'll have to earn it. They really have to earn it.
Yeah, I want to say something quick. The reason why I'm picking the Lakers to win the next 4 games or 4 out of the next 5 is because the Lakers adjust really well. And I think something I realized today was that the Lakers' height advantage did not look like it was favoring the Lakers. It looked like it favored the Rockets. And I think the Lakers, you mentioned not playing McGee. They're not going to do that. They should play McGee. They should play Davis. They've played really good with their big man, and I think they're going to make the right adjustments. They just need their wings to move better. And I honestly think JaVale did a good job the minutes he played. I think AD was really good in the first half. LeBron played practically a perfect game in the first half, and then it all went south in the second half. But I do think the Lakers will make the adjustments.
Yeah.
I think JaVale can get minutes. I just think that he's not very good on-ball defense. He's a very good we'll say good, the help defender, good shot blocker, but I don't think he's good on, like, he's got to defend PJ Tucker on the three-point line, and that automatically negates his rim protecting. So I don't think he's a very good positive for our team. I really don't. Not right now.
I want to say something before Jason goes off. Praising Russ. I was really impressed by the energy guys on the Rockets. Like, James Harden had 36 points. That's cool, but that's not what won the game for them. I think what won the game was Russell Westbrook's energy, PJ Tucker's hustle. Eric Gordon made some key shots. Robert Covington's hustle. I think it was the energy guys around him that really set the tone for the first game of the series.
Jeff Green was also getting under Dwight Howard's skin at one point in the game, and that was very sad to see. Like, Dwight Howard should be bullying those boys, and Jeff Green was just getting under his skin for no reason. I don't know.
And even though Russ got blocked like 5 times, Russ played a great game.
No, Russell Westbrook had a great game. He even hit a three-pointer in Davis's face. That's when I knew we were going to lose. I knew we were going to lose as soon as he did that. And he was hitting bank shot after bank shot in the mid-range.
He's got that jumper.
He do. That's his shot. But I'm saying that's his only, like, really the only shot that he consistently takes, not makes, but he takes that shot a lot, and no one was defending him. Like, everyone was just letting him take mid-range bank shots. Like,
he was
come
scoring
on,
on centers.
Like, come on, bro, get on him. Make him go into the paint. He was getting blocked every time he went in. Like, come on, bro.
Okay, I want to speak.
Yeah, go Jason.
Okay. As you guys have heard already, huge Russell Westbrook fan. Probably one of the biggest Russell Westbrook fans in the world. He's my guy.
You're wearing his jersey right now?
I'm wearing his jersey right now.
Yep.
This series was tough for me. The Thunder, that's my favorite team. Russell's my favorite player. Anyways, Lakers, Rockets. I have Lakers in 6. That was my original pick, and I'm sticking with Lakers in 6. This series is going to be a fun one. It's going to be a fun one to watch a lot. But something I saw in the game, I saw it last series with the Blazers for the Lakers, mainly LeBron. It's almost like LeBron's preserving his energy. He's playing very passive. It's almost like he's saving all his energy and waiting until he plays versus the Clippers to let all hell loose. Once he gets the Clippers, going to just explode and go demonic. I think LeBron he's going to need to play a little bit more aggressive this series. They're going to need it.
Yep. Yep.
The Lakers have the better duo when it comes to star power. AD and LeBron are better than Russell and Harden. But the Rockets have the better role players.
They do.
Supporting cast
Absolutely.
that can pick up the slack. And the Lakers don't have that. So LeBron did it this game where he just lowers his shoulder and he just bullies everybody and just lays it up.
Yep. It takes them to the weight room.
He could do that so easily. He could go for 30 so easily, 35 so easily. Same thing with AD, just pound it inside. But LeBron's playing passive, trying to set everybody else up. LeBron he just needs to hammer it home. He just needs to play aggressive. They also need a third scorer. I mean, last series it was a little bit of KCP. You could say was their third scorer. He kind of picked it up. They need somebody to come in this series, whether it's Kuzma, KCP, Danny Green, Rondo. It doesn't matter. They just need a third scorer. Now let me get to the Rockets. The Rockets, I give them a 40% chance to win the series. 40% chance.
That's what I was thinking too. I was thinking the same thing.
Let me explain why. It's high, but since the Rockets turned into their small ball lineup, they're 3-0 versus the Lakers. 3-0 versus the Lakers. So the Rockets like that matchup. They like that matchup. If the Lakers are going to keep playing their bigs, if they're going to keep Davis, if they're going to, well, they have to keep Davis, but if they're going to keep McGee and they're going to keep Dwight Howard, they're in trouble. They can't be playing three bigs. They got to only play two because Russell Westbrook and mainly Harden. Harden's just going to cook them. It's going to be barbecue and chicken for Harden. He's just going to cook them. That's what I think. 40% chance. It seems like a lot, but I mean they're 3-0 against them. There's something that they like. They like something there. So that's my take on it.
Yeah.
Lakers in 6, though. Lakers in 6.
All right. I guess it's my turn. I mean, I'm still gonna go Lakers in 6 too. But after seeing this game, I'm a little bit more encouraged that I could be wrong, or discouraged, should I say? But like back to like the Lakers and like the role players, like the Lakers can kind of go small if you want to play JR, but then you sacrifice defense, and then like you don't know if he's really gonna score threes because he honestly hasn't played like basketball in like a year or two. And like Dion Waiters, you know, he's prone to being inconsistent. Whereas like the Rockets, like they're only built to do one thing, and that's play small ball. Like they can't go big; they can only go small. And even like ever since they've gone small, they've been like the most efficient defense in the NBA. Like so, like they're just switching on everybody. Like LeBron, like he only had 0 points, and he was taller than like the biggest player on Houston in the fourth quarter. Like when you got like Robert Covington, guarding the rim, like LeBron, that's like barbecue chicken. At least it should be. But then again, Jose said he was being passive, so maybe next game he's gonna dominate. But regardless, like this is about Houston and why they won. Like Harden, like. He had 32, 36 or whatever. Like, and it was really efficient. It's not like he was like chucking up dumb shots. Like I think he went 12 for 20. Like that's pretty good. 3 for 6 from 3, 36 points. Westbrook, see how many turnovers he had? 5 turnovers, but that's Westbrook. 9 rebounds, 6 assists. Like he wasn't playing stupid. Like he was playing controlled. You know.
Yeah.
And you have Eric Gordon give you another 20, right?
Yeah, Eric Gordon's been struggling the whole season. I mean, the whole bubble. And also back to like the Lakers, they've been like I think like the worst shooting team in the bubble, or like the lowest scoring team. And then when you go against like the most efficient offense, it's gonna be really hard. And especially against, the most efficient defense, it's gonna be really hard. And especially when you're going against a team that shoots so many threes, when Lakers are prone to have no shooters, or at least like inconsistent shooters. Like Danny Green is supposed to be like your knockdown shooter. He's struggled like the whole year. I don't know. I think a lot has to go right for the Lakers to win. Like when like AD and LeBron can drop 40 next game, that's still 80 points. Like you're gonna get like 30 points from the rest of your team. I don't know. It's like
That should be.
It could be, but I don't know. I just think a lot has to happen. Like Frank Vogel has a lot on his plate, and LeBron has a lot on his plate to see what he has to do. Like Jose said, it's probably like a feel-out game. But if I'm the Rockets, I'm honestly encouraged. Like LeBron, like Harden and Westbrook, they're 2 guys from LA, bro. They're going against the Lakers. I think they're gonna show up for this series. I don't think Harden's gonna choke or like not try. Like I think he's gonna shoot. Like he's going against the team he probably grew up watching. Unlike PG saying that he grew up being a Clippers fan, like that's cap. I'm sure both these guys were Lakers fans. So, they're gonna go at him, and like they're hitting their threes. Like I saw them crashing the board, even though they're small, they're still getting a lot of boards. Like they forced the Lakers to go small. Like what? JaVale McGee only played 13 minutes. Dwight Howard only played 11. And so that's easy. Westbrook, like the lane's open. He was slashing. Yeah, I mean he got chased down like 2 or 3 times by LeBron, but other than that, he was getting to the hole.
Yeah.
Like when you have to force LeBron to protect the paint, that's trouble.
You know you're in trouble.
Yeah, so I don't know. I still got Lakers in 6, but
The Rockets' energy was just higher this game.
There, yeah.
I want to say something quickly.
This game more, right? The Lakers almost seem uninterested. The Lakers seem uninterested almost.
I want to say something quickly. I think Robert Covington's rim protection is very underrated. Like,
It
he's
is.
a wing player.
It is.
he's really good.
He's averaging nearly 2 blocks a game and over 2 steals a game, playing center at like 6'7", 6'8". I think for a wing player, he's a very good rim protector.
It really is.
It's a beast.
I want to say something quickly. Jason and Kevin mentioned the Rockets having a 40% chance of winning this series, although I disagree. I think the only way they have a high chance is it's important for the Rockets to show up for Game 2. I know it's not a must-win Game 2 when you're up 1-0, but the Lakers can turn around so quickly. Sometimes they look like the worst team in the league, and then the next game they look like they're a championship contender, or they look like they're above anybody in the league. So I feel like it's important for the Rockets to show up. If I see a Game 2 in which the Lakers blow them out by 30, it's over. For me, I'd say it's important for the Rockets to show up, even if they lose, make it close, make it a close game, make the Lakers work hard for the win.
I don't really think it matters if they lose Game 2. I won't count LeBron out. I really won't. But the Lakers. One thing I will say about the Lakers in Game 1s, what I've seen last series and this series, they've gone into both with some type of rest in terms of like having days between games and between, say, the end of the bubble, the regular season, and the first round, and now the first round to the second round. They've had a couple of days off. Usually when the Lakers don't play for a couple of days, they are really bad when they come back. They're really cold. They'll miss everything. They won't be communicating on defense. I think that'll be fine by next game because, they'll adjust. I will not count out LeBron. I've learned my lesson in terms of that. I really think LeBron is levels above anyone on the Rockets, and I really do believe so is AD. I think they'll get it done. But I will not disagree with Jason and Kevin saying the Rockets have 40%. I think it is very possible that they could win the series. I do not absolutely think they will. I absolutely do not think they will. But they do have an okay chance, I would say. 40% is like a good number.
Yeah, I would say 40%. I say I don't agree right now. I could agree if the Rockets, even if they lose Game 2, I could agree with 40% if they keep it really close. If I see the Lakers blowing them out by 30, I just know they'll finish this off in 4 or 5 games, in 4 or 5 more games.
The only real easy series the Lakers had was the Blazers. I thought they were going to be super fine against the Blazers, but I thought they would win in 6, the Lakers, because of LeBron and AD. I do really believe in that duo that is very much superior to Russ and Harden, especially how Russ and Harden play in the playoffs. But it's not. That's why I suggested the Lakers matching the small ball, because it's really not a good matchup. I don't know. Remember who said it here? Since the Rockets went into small, I think it was Jason. Since they went into small ball, they are crushing the Lakers. They're just crushing them, and they don't have a single Danny Green on their team. All their shooters are pretty okay every game. They won't go 0 for 7 from 3 every game. You know what I'm saying? Daniel House is good. He's pretty good. Jeff Green's been playing really well since he got to the bubble. Ben McLemore, he'll get a couple minutes and he'll hit 2 shots, I guess. Eric Gordon's, he was injured. Kevin said he wasn't playing well in the bubble. He was injured. That's why he wasn't even playing. But Eric Gordon's a really good player for them.
Yeah.
Robert Covington shot the lights out the last game they played against the Thunder. He got 20-something points and he made 7 threes, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong. but Covington is very, very good for them. Austin Rivers is a good stabilizer, I guess, off the bench if they need a little scoring punch. But the Rockets, they're scary, man. They're really scary.
Yeah, you mentioned Danny Green, and I want to say this.
Covington had
I think that Danny Green's poor three-point shooting isn't even the worst part of his game right now. The way he's playing defense, it's pathetic. He's allowing anyone to just walk past him. Like, I'm not even concerned about his three-point shooting, which we've seen him shoot like this all year. But, like, he's allowing anyone to just blow by him like it's nothing. And that's concerning.
It's barbecue chicken, man.
Great job.
His defense just isn't there when he's not hitting shots. Like when he's hitting shots, he looks like a elite 3-and-D wing because he gets confidence or whatever. But whenever he's not hitting shots, it's better don't even play him. Like at that point, he's just not gonna defend. He's gonna keep bricking shots. I saw him take a terrible jumper, like having like 3 minutes left in the game. The Lakers were like down 12. They were sort of, I guess, coming back, and Danny Green took a terrible transition 3, and he's just anemic on both ends of the court right now.
Covington had 21 points, 10 rebounds, 3 steals, and 3 blocks against the Thunder in Game 7.
And that's what I'm saying, man. He looked really good. He plays great.
I will say this. If the Lakers keep shooting bad from 3, it's going to be a long series. It's going to go 7, I think. It's going to be bad.
I lose even earlier. If they can't hit shots, LeBron and AD ain't scoring 100 points. And that's what they're not going to outscore the Rockets like without playing defense. Like they need their defense to be sustainable, and they need to hit shots because the Rockets are going to score. Like it doesn't matter what you do, the Rockets are going to get their points. And you need to either cool them down and you get your points, you got to hit your shots, or you just have to be crushing them on defense and be, I guess, okay, but on offense. But you need to either crush them on defense, or if you're going to be average, you need to hit every shot. And the Lakers they're just not hitting their shots, man.
I guess we can say that the role players are going to be very important in this series.
They'll determine this for the Lakers especially, though. But I told Jose, I told him he doesn't really like recently Harden, and I guess Russ not that big a deal, but Harden, he's had a little bit of problems with Harden recently. I told him they were going to be cooking the Lakers this series because I've seen them play every game this season. I've seen how they do against the Lakers. The Lakers' perimeter defense, especially without Bradley, is horrid. KCP gets cooked on every possession that he guards the other team's best player. Danny Green just isn't it. And Avery Bradley I think he was top 5 in perimeter defense this year in the perimeter defensive rating. That is insane to lose a player like that and not replace him with anything. It's tough. I told Jose that I really believe Harden and Russ are gonna have a big series. It's gonna be tough. They might, like Jason said, they might go 7, but if this game is indicative of how the series is gonna go, they could even lose even earlier.
I don't see it happening. I've seen the Rockets take 50 shot attempts from 3.
I don't think it'll happen either.
I don't think it's gonna happen either.
I've seen them score 15 or 16 threes off 50 shot attempts. They do that a lot.
Yeah.
So I think the Lakers. I mean, the Rockets shot incredibly well today. I don't think it's gonna happen again. The Lakers will adjust and they'll win the series.
They still gotta hit their shots. Lakers still gotta hit them.
Yeah.
I think Rondo's got to step up. If Rondo can play defense and be a key part of the offense, I think Rondo's going to be an X factor for this series.
The thing is, I don't think Rondo can keep up with any of because Houston, obviously they have Russ at point guard and Rivers at point guard, but they play mostly wings on every side of the court, and Rondo's just smaller than everyone. He just is. I'm not trying to say Rondo's bad at defense. I don't think he's really good. I don't think he's good at all, but not anymore at least. Yeah, he's old. He's injured a lot, so he missed a lot of games. I don't think he has that impact anymore, and he's just smaller than everyone else, and he cannot keep up with Russ, let alone Harden. I don't think Rondo's gonna really do anything for us this series. I really don't, because he's just smaller than everyone else. These people play wings at every position, and they're all bigger and stronger than him. You know.
I still have more confidence on Rondo than Danny Green defending the wings. I mean, Danny Green looks really
good. I guess.
Rondo's actually a decent defender. Even though he's short, I mean, Danny Green's pathetic right now.
Yeah. But I mean, the problem with the Lakers is like their good defenders can't score, and their supposed good offensive players can't defend, or shoot or whatever. Because like Danny Green's supposed to be a good defender and a shooter, but he can't do either. KCP is supposed to be in Detroit he was known for being like a good defender when he was with the Pistons, and he sucks now. He can't hit layups, he can't hit shots. Kuzma is like a 6'9" dude that doesn't know how to play defense, and he misses. And then Caruso, he had 14 points today, but that's like the best game he's probably ever gonna play in this series. And he can't really score. Like, he's breaking shots. He's like, how many did he even average like in the regular season? Like 4 points.
Yeah, but Caruso's never been an offensive player. I know, but
but you still need to score in this series. Like,
yeah, he does. But he's played great defense.
Yeah, but I mean,
scrappy.
I'm not gonna start him though.
He's a good. No, he won't start. He won't even play big minutes. But they should play him when LeBron and AD are on the court, and maybe like someone else that can provide offense. Because if he plays with them, he'll help them immensely on defense. And as long as everyone else is scoring, his defense is really gonna help. Because you can't. But I saw them play today, like Caruso, Kuzma, AD. I think it was Markieff Morris and Danny Green at the same time. Like, that was the five. I think I said the entire five that was at the time. That lineup's not doing anything for you. Like, Danny Green's not hitting shots. Caruso's not a shot maker. Kuzma's been off. Markieff Morris he's been okay. And AD could be, he's a top 5 player in the NBA, but he's got no one to set him up on that lineup, and everyone else is letting everyone else score. So AD can drop like 15 during that lineup's play, and they'll give up 25. You know, like it's tough. It's tough. It really is.
I guess you just gotta make their open shots.
They gotta hit their shots. They really do. I don't know.
Yeah. All right. So, just to conclude real quick, LeBron and AD need to step it up, and we can say the Rockets are not afraid of the Lakers at all, and the Lakers role players need to step up. Okay, so just to wrap up the podcast for the day, or for the night, I guess, how about we get predictions for the games? How about we get predictions for Raptors Boston, and then for that Clippers Nuggets? Just quick prediction.
I might be clowning around. I think the Raptors will win next game. I really do believe that they have the championship pedigree and the desire to win. I really do think they'll win next game. They'll be locked in. I heard Fred VanVleet talk some smack, let's call it like that, today, saying that the Celtics effed up letting them win that game. I do believe they'll be hungry for next game. I think they'll win. It'll probably be close. I think they'll win. And I think the Clippers, I don't know, man. It's just, well, what can I really can't pick the Nuggets to win. I really can't. I really want to believe the Nuggets will show up. The Clippers they're scary. They're just scary. I don't know what to say. They'll win the game. The Clippers will win the game. I don't care about how many points. They'll win the game.
Yeah, I got Raptors and Clippers as well.
The Raptors fan. Disgusting. I hate the Raptors.
I expect the Raptors to get at least one blowout win in this series. I don't know if it's next game. I think it's gonna be close. I don't think they're gonna get a blowout win next game. I think the Raptors are gonna tie the series 2-2. And I think the Clippers are gonna win relatively easily again. I don't think they're gonna win by 25 again, but they're gonna win pretty comfortably again. And I think by game 3 is when the Nuggets might start to make a push to try to make it more competitive. But I think Raptors Clippers. That's my prediction.
Clippers are bullying.
Yeah,
the
Clippers. I'm taking Clippers to win. I wouldn't say it's going to be a 30 or 25-point blowout, but they'll win comfortably by like 15 at least. And then I'm going to pick the Raptors. I think they're going to tie the series of 2 games. I think they were like, again, 0.5 seconds away from being knocked out of the playoffs. And I do think that's going to light a fire. I do think they're going to come out. Yup, that's right, Javierito. I say Raptors win tomorrow.
Yeah. I'm gonna go with both the teams that start with C. I'm gonna go with the Celtics and the Clippers. Like hot take, I guess, because everybody else won. I guess I'm surprised I'm the only one. I'm just gonna. I mean, like, if it wasn't for like that 0.5 buzzer beater and like that Jaylen Brown, like I don't know what the hell he was doing, like left LG open, they wouldn't have won. So I don't know. I'm gonna go with Celtics again, even though, like I said, I really want the Raptors to win. But I'm going to go with my head instead of my heart, and I'm going to go with the Celtics. And then with the Clippers, I expect them to win maybe by like 12, 15, maybe 8. I don't know, depending on how PG plays. Like if he plays pretty good, like last game, like he had like 19 points, pretty efficient scoring, and all the other bench players played pretty well. I mean, there's no competition. I saw like Clippers should win by like 12 or 8. I don't know.
They're bullying.
I don't think it's gonna be a blowout, but whatever. Still win.
Yeah. All right. So that just about wraps it up for our podcast today. Thank you for tuning into the JK podcast. If you made it this far, please leave a like in the video, share and subscribe too. Peace.
Hey.